Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller. First, I'd like to say, much like our beloved Dave Rubin, I'm a high-level important ideas guy. And as
Glad you
such,
called,
a lot of the recent... Sorry?
Glad you called then. We need some high-level important ideas.
Oh, sorry. Well, the recent controversies regarding like anti-vaxxers and like parents fighting mask mandates has really gotten me to like start considering the knock-on effects of parenting and inadequate parenting. So I kind of have like a radical proposition that has two like prerequisites followed by like a conclusion. So first is just, if an action is likely to cause significant harm to others or society at large, then we usually like regulate and license the performance of said action, a la driving, concealed carry, so forth. Inadequate parenting of a child is likely to, in both the short and long term, harm both the child and society, like in lower achievement of the child and increased likelihood for them to commit crimes against others. So kind of my radical idea, therefore, is that we ought to regulate and license who can parent, as inadequate parenting can cause significant harm to both the individual child and society at large.
Okay, and how would you assess this before the child comes?
Pardon?
How would you assess it before someone has children?
Well, I mean, I kind of like just build off what we already have, which is kind of like parents can individually choose whether or not they're going to engage in, say, a parenting class before they have said child. So essentially, I think much like driving, how it can cause a lot of harm to both individuals and society at large, that having some sort of licensing system or, some other lesser regulating system on who can parent might be a good idea to reduce the number of knock-on effects in the long term.
And those parenting classes, who gets to decide on the curriculum?
Well, that's the hard part because obviously we can't federally mandate this. It would have to be a state-by-state system.
I think there's a lot of hard parts.
Ideally, yeah, it is. I'll be honest, it is. But really, the issue that I see is that inadequate parenting can lead to like a lot of negative outcomes in the long term.
Wait, dude, hold on. I got to ask you this question. Are you serious?
Am I serious?
Yeah. Like, I agree with you that, like, yeah, inadequate parenting can lead to bad outcomes. And I would also agree that, like, people, just in general, can lead to bad outcomes. And there are also kids who really the parenting, can only mitigate problems with the children. And then there's, a situation where there's parents can only mitigate the problems that the environment has created for the children. I mean, I as a, if I'm sitting in a bar and I'm drunk and I'm talking about the idea that maybe we should just outlaw having children, or maybe just like there's an application process, and to be fair, it would also, be helpful for some parents to think twice about it. I mean, be careful, but
pairs nicely with Nomi's.
I can't think of something more difficult to do than to establish who's going to be a good parent, and then like it would be good to get some like parental training, like some basic stuff. But once you start getting into like anything that two people could disagree upon, right? I mean, fervently, like, yeah, okay, this is how you diaper, this is the color of the poop for the first 6 weeks, and then it changes here, whatever it is. But once you get into anything that you're talking about in terms of how you raise a child, yeah, there'd be like such a disaster. I mean, look at what happens just like in the schooling of children. I mean,
also,
look at what's happening with the masking.
If it's state by state, caller, I mean, the issue also is that, one, in Mississippi, what does a parenting class entail?
Exactly.
Who's going to be targeted as inadequate for parents in some place like Mississippi, right? And then or someplace in the South. And it's going to be predominantly Black people, and their standards for adequate parenting will be a lot applied in a probably more stringent way than those same standards would be applied to white parents. And
Absolutely.
how about
Not
if
just
you're
in
Muslim?
Mississippi. I mean,
hold on, sorry. How about if you're Muslim? This is just another example, right? You're a Muslim and you're living in a red area or in like a purple area. I think Sharia law is detrimental to children, and of course, all Muslims are in favor of Sharia law. Raising a child in a Christian household is the only way to ensure that they're a moral and good citizen.
Well, also, I think we should put like a wealth requirement.
Exactly, right? I mean, we had a caller talk about poverty, and you shouldn't be able to have so many kids if you don't have enough money, the means. So
never mind just money. Like, I think maybe what we should be doing is like, you need to go to an Ivy League school to be eligible to have children.
Some guy literally called in with that argument a few weeks ago. Like, you need to have a certain amount of money. Remember
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
It was a Thursday. It said you need to have like a certain amount of money in the bank before you can have kids.
So, dude, I mean, do you see like where the problems are with this?
No, I totally acknowledge all those. I agree. There are a lot of issues. Not only getting it passed would be near impossible, but even if we did get something like that passed, and it would be a state-by-state thing, that would cause a lot of issues since there are a lot of discriminatory states. My only contention is that it seems like that there are even some basic things that we could further educate potential parents on that could ultimately, hopefully, lower knock-on effects down the line. And I'm not saying it needs to be something so drastic, just something, maybe just requiring potential parents to take a class or two, and just on basic, non-arguable stuff. I mean, we've done this for driving and concealed carry. I mean,
okay.
Right. No, I agree with you. But it's just a lot more subjective. I mean, what makes a good driver is a lot, lot less subjective than what makes someone a good parent.
Also, you can have a baby in nature. Like, a car is part of our commerce system.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I'm not talking about having the child. I'm just talking about raising a child.
No, I
don't
understand.
care who has a child.
I understand. But if you're going to, license people and whether they pass and qualify to raise a child, then you're doing that with have a child. Should there be more help for parents? Yes. Should we educate people more about how to be a good parent? Definitely. But we could also do is like help people be better citizens in school and teach them civics and have a sense that we're connected, and that will have also positive knock-on effects for parenting. But I think yeah, I mean, like I say, if we bump into each other at a bar, we could talk about this for an hour, but on some level it's a little bit fantastical.
No, I totally agree. It is.
All right.
I don't see something like that. It's kind of like the end of capitalism. I don't see that happening within my lifetime. This is like a long-term idea.
Yeah. All right. I mean, fair enough. I appreciate it. Thanks for the call. I think we should just all be orbs, and no one should be allowed to have children.
I think I'm hopeful that capitalism will end before parenting.
I mean, honestly, I would hope. Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.